recording. Okay, we are live again.
Hold it. Where is the little stand that I had? Get the little stand.
Yeah,
Get the stand. Yes, I don't want you to have any excuse. We're about to compete. Who knows the most quotes, okay? I've forgotten more quotes than he will ever know. Hello. All right.
Let's see. See the name. See if you can read that name. James Johnson.
No, these aren't glasses that you have me with. Just come on, don't stall. You know. All right. No.
This is it.
Oh,
That's the new one.
yeah. Okay, that's the new one. Yeah, we're going to balance this.
Oh, you have a different one?
You know the one that you showed me. No, but this. Go ahead. Go with that. That'll be great. So, I think that leadership, you study a variety of things. In fact, in deciding to be a global voice and learning how to speak to the world, that I read a variety of things, and I must give credit to John Leslie. He reads a variety of things as well, and so it's people ask how do you memorize so many quotes, and I memorize the quotes because I'm interested in them. Why don't you turn it to the side?
Ooh,
yeah,
smart.
okay.
Really
Yeah, okay. Got that there.
Got that there. Okay. Uh-oh, people. The drum roll, please.
How
Share
do you
this
do this
right now.
here at the bottom?
Let's see. We could just sit it right here for right now.
Will it sit like that? No.
I wanna hold it.
No. It clamps.
Oh, it clamps like that. Pardon us for these technical difficulties.
Yeah, we're going to get this straight shortly.
Like that.
Oh,
Build up like that.
okay.
Are you all sharing this? Are you ready?
This ain't thumbs up. Y'all
Thumbs
ready
up.
for this?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Now, right now, share with us some of your favorite quotes as we get
Okay,
this
well,
ready. I might need some
You
help.
gotta tell me how this goes. Okay.
Now we gotta turn it. So let's turn
Okay.
it backwards.
Okay.
And then
Okay. I guess we're getting this right. Okay. Excellent.
twist it down.
Twist it. All right. Oh, we're in business. Oh, you're going through a lot to be embarrassed. You know. I hate to do this to you, but this is my turf. Okay. Oops.
See, he's shaking. His hands are shaking.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Oops. All right. Okay. Is that right?
Okay. Madon Raj, let us know where you are in the world. Hi from Nepal. Put the number 1 in your message box.
Okay.
Who's your money
Go ahead.
on?
Okay. Yeah. Who
1
you?
for Les
Yeah.
Brown, 2 for John Leslie Brown. Who
Yeah.
you-
Do that, please. Oops, I pushed the wrong thing. Hold on.
See, he's trying to cut you guys off.
Okay, go
right
ahead.
here. Okay, all
Go
right.
ahead.
Let's
All right.
start it off. I'm
Yeah.
gonna start off with
Okay.
Uncle Jim.
How do we do it? How do we do it?
We go. Tell us the rules. We go quote for quote.
Mm-hmm.
You just can't run out. I just want to start off with Jim Rohn, who said,
Okay. No. Tell me how do we do it? How do we do it?
How
Pull
do
your
we do
chair up. How did you do? How do we do it?
Okay, so this is a quote competition.
Okay.
This is what we've done
All right.
since we were little. So what my dad
Since we were little.
Since we were
Okay.
well, you look younger
Okay.
than me.
Yeah, all right. Go ahead.
So
Go
so
ahead.
we always had to read, and whenever I would bring notes onto the stage, tell them what you would do.
I would tear the notes up. Yeah. He had honor. We were in Detroit, so I was invited to speak, and I would have John Leslie and Ona to open for me. And so they had their little notes that they were so dependent upon. So I said, let me see them for just a moment. And they gave them to me. Kadumbo. I tore those notes up, and they panicked. Oh, my God, what have you done? They got down on their knees trying to look for the notes under the couch. So I said, tonight you will hear the voices. So Ona, she went up to the podium and she looked up and said, what's wrong, voices? The cat got your tongue? But they did very good. We spoke at a church there. Yes. Okay. So how do we do it before?
So we just go quote for quote. We choose a category, and we go quote for quote, and then let the people weigh in. Okay.
Okay. Go ahead. You go first.
Which quotes are the most powerful?
Go ahead.
Now we have this term in our family called Mickey Mouse. Tell them about Mickey Mouse quotes. We don't like Mickey Mouse.
Those are very weak. All right. Go ahead. Go ahead. So you saw it. Go ahead.
So speaking of, since you're talking about hearing the voices, you taught us to study. And I like this quote by Mahatma Gandhi, who said, "Live as if you were going to die today, but learn as if you were going to live forever." Ooh, give me some thumbs up for that, people.
That's all right.
Thumbs up for that one.
I like the quote by Dr. Carter G. Woodson. He said, "If you can determine what a man shall think, you'll never have to concern yourself with what he will do." He said, "If you can make a man feel inferior, you never have to compel him to seek an inferior status, for he will seek it himself. And if you can make a man feel justly an outcast, you never have to order him to go to the back door. He'll go without being told. And if there's no door, his very nature will demand one."
Oh,
come on now.
Come on. You
Bring
can't
it.
start off with Carter G. Woodson.
Yeah, bring it.
You
Come
cannot
on.
start off with Carter G. Woodson.
I
man.
know, yes. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, that makes me think of the one. I'm gonna just stay with Jim Rohn right
Go
now.
ahead.
He said, "Your life, my life, the lives of each and every one of us will serve as either a warning or an example. A warning of lack of discipline, lack of drive and ambition, or an example of objectives clearly perceived and intensely pursued."
Very good. I like this by Jim Rohn. "When the end comes for you, let it find you conquering a new mountain, not sliding down an old one."
Oh, what you trying to say, Daddy? What you trying to say? Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
Well, in that case, I'll have to switch to Reverend Miles Monroe, who said, "An army of lions, an army of sheep led by a lion will always defeat an army of lions led by a sheep." I'm going to put my leader lenses on for that one.
Okay, very good. I will use Winston Churchill. He said, "The truth is incontrovertible. Malice may attack it, ignorance may deride it, but at the end, there it is."
Oh, let me take my glasses off. Okay, well, I'll come back. Well, I would keep this one short and sweet. The great coach John Wooten won more championships than anyone else from California. He said, "Discipline yourself and others won't have to."
Good. I'll bring you one by Les Brown. "If life knocks you down, try and land on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up."
Oh,
Come on, bring it out. Yeah.
Well, then I'll come back with the John Leslie Brown original. "We must be more dedicated to our destinies than we are to our distractions." Woo!
I'll bring you another Les Brown. "In order to be successful, you must be willing to do the things today others won't do in order to have the things tomorrow others won't have."
Oh, okay. Well, the only way to beat a Les Brown quote is with another Les Brown quote, okay? He said, "If you do what is easy, your life will be hard. But if you do what is hard, your life will be easy." Woo, take that.
That's good. I'd like to bring you another one by Winston Churchill. "If you're going through hell, don't stop. Keep moving." Come on now.
Okay.
He's trying to think now.
Okay, well, Benjamin Franklin said, "Blessed are those that seek nothing, for they shall never be disappointed." Ooh.
Here's another Les Brown. "Shoot for the moon, because even if you miss, you'll land among the stars."
That's not fair. You can't pull out those classics like that.
Yes.
Well, then I'll bring Les Brown's daughter against you, Ona Brown.
Yes.
"You don't get the life you deserve. You get the life that you design."
That's good. I didn't know Ona said that.
Come on now.
Very good. Well, I have one for you. As you think about your goals and dreams, understand and know this. It's one by Eric Thomas. not Eric Thomas, but a friend of mine. I love Eric Thomas. He's a powerful speaker. I love the brother. But another gentleman, last name Thomas, he said, things may happen to you and things may happen around you, but the only things that really count are the things that happen in you.
Oh, stop that. Stop
Yes.
that. Stop that. Mercy, mercy, mercy.
Go ahead.
You don't want me to come back with this one.
Okay.
Are you ready for this
Yes,
one?
yes.
Are you ready for this one? I'm going to go back to Benjamin Franklin talking about the power of relationships. Just, we know Grandma used to always say birds of a feather flock together, but I'm not going to give you that Mickey Mouse one. Here it is. If you live with a lame man, you'll learn to limp.
I will step into that area with Sidney Poitier. If you go for a walk with someone, something happens without being spoken. Either you adjust to their pace or they adjust to your pace. Whose pace have you adjusted to?
That's not fair, Daddy. You can't do
Come on.
Sidney
Well,
Poitier.
yes,
Okay. Let's do something special. Okay, let's do something special. I gotta go into the vault here. I gotta go to this vault here. Okay. Helen Keller, when you come to the end of your rope, tie a knot and hang on. Woo! Let's get warmed up.
Helen Keller says, if one door closes, another door opens, but most of us spend so much time talking about and complaining about the closed door, we don't see the open door.
Ooh, well then you obviously know that Whitney Young said it's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than to have an opportunity and not be prepared.
Let's go back to Helen Keller. She said, life is either a daring adventure or it's boring.
Ooh.
Come on, bring it now. Bring it.
Okay. All right. Hold on now. Let's go in there. Let's go in there. I feel like I did when you tore my notes
Socrates
up.
says a man's reach is to supersede his grasp, or what are the heavens for?
Okay. Within you are gifts which properly grasped and directed will set you before the elect of the earth, the doers, the thinkers, the dreamers among men. It lies with you and you only, and it is a part of your neglected heritage.
Dr. Howard Thurman said, who was a mentor to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Mahatma Gandhi, and Albert Schweitzer, he said, there's something in each and every one of you that waits and listens for the voice of the genuine in yourself. It will be perhaps the only guide you will ever have. And if you cannot hear it all of your life, your days will be spent on the ends of strings that somebody else pulls.
Okay.
Come on now, come on.
Hold on a second.
He's thinking.
Hold on a second. You can't just do Howard Thurman like that. Because Dr. Martin Luther King, his mentee, his protege, said, if a man or woman hasn't found something that he's willing to die for, then he isn't fit to live.
Okay, that's a good one by Dr. King. I like that. I'd like to bring you one by Calvin Coolidge. He said, I choose not to be a common man. It's my right to be uncommon if I can. I seek opportunity, not security. I do not wish to be a kept citizen, humbled and dulled by having the state look after me. I want to take the calculated risk, to dream and to build, to fail and to succeed. I refuse to live from hand to mouth. I prefer the challenges of life to guaranteed existence, the thrill of fulfillment to the stale calm of utopia. I will never cower before any master nor bend to any threat. It's my heritage to stand erect, proud and unafraid, to face the world boldly and say, this I have done.
Oh, see, I thought you loved me. You're not fighting fair. I've got to go back. I've got to go back all the way to the 1920s. I've got to go back to one of the greatest presidential speeches of all time, when he said, No. Theodore Roosevelt.
I rebuke every retarded demon. Release my son. Let him go. Go ahead.
He said, it's not the critic that counts, not the person who points out how the strong man stumbles or how the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who spends himself in a worthy cause, because there is no triumph without effort and shortcomings. but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who comes back again and again, so that their place will never be known with those cold, bitter souls who neither know victory nor defeat.
You were close. You made up the last part of it. Hello. Excuse me, the man in the arena. I mean to tell you, yeah, you should go to jail for that one. All right, very good.
Okay, man. You're an uncommon man.
I know, but I did it. You were trying to do the man in the arena. Come on, all right. I know these things. Yeah, you know.
Rudyard Kipling.
I know a thing or two because I've seen a thing or two. Hello. Yeah.
If you can keep your head when all around you are losing theirs and blaming it on you.
If you can
Trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowances for their doubting too.
Okay, so don't go there. Right, you don't know that one. Yeah,
if you want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep for it. If all that you dream and scheme is about it, and life seems useless and worthless without it, and if you'll gladly sweat for it and fret for it and plan for it, and lose all your terror of the opposition for it, and if you'll simply go after that thing that you want with all of your capacity, strength and sagacity, faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity, if neither cold poverty form... I was looking at your cold poverty, family should go. Sickness of pain of body and brain can keep you away from that thing that you want. If dogged and grim you besiege and beset it, with the help of God, you get it.
You had a good try. It's a draw. It's a draw.
No, you won, man.
It's a draw.
I gotta go read.
Oh my goodness. But you know that in speaking, the value of quotes, it's an illustration that you're well read, that you read, that you are versatile, that you have the flexibility and the adaptability to speak to any type of audience. And I didn't do it for 14 years, I'm embarrassed to say, because I did not believe, not having a college education and no corporate experience, that I would be able to compete with people with PhDs and MBAs and people who had been in corporate America much longer than myself, and to develop the credibility that an AT&T and DirecTV, who invited me to speak at their merger, or IBM, McDonald's Corporation, General Electric, all of those clients of mine that I had no idea that I had the ability to develop the capacity to serve them. And I say that not to impress you, those of you that are watching this and listening, but to impress upon you that you can do more than you can ever begin to imagine. Here's a book I want you to get. It's by Mike Williams. It's called The Road to Your Best Stuff. And Mike said that when I told him, hey man, you know, I can't compete with these people with all the credentials they have behind their name. And he said, Brownie, all of us are born the same way, dumb, naked, and speechless. You could learn. And so I began to study, and it has been fascinating. I remember reading Alvin Toffler, Future Shock, and other futurists who prepared me for what we're going through now, this era the late Peter Drucker calls the era of the 3 C's, accelerated change, overwhelming complexity, and tremendous competition. And so as I just knuckled down and start to study, and then I noticed all these other speakers, they had memorized scripts. Mm-hmm. And I said, wait a minute, I know it's a good speech, but it won't fit every situation. So right. I prepared myself in the way in which I train speakers to speak extemporaneously, but have a structure and a process, a path that I'm going down. I just talked to 7 people that I'm going to be flying over to Toronto, Canada to train and spend one-on-one coaching with them to teach them how to develop a signature message, a masterpiece that will allow them to get paid and to make a difference, and help them to learn how to get into this industry, but most of all, how to stand on stage and command an audience. That to me, as long as I've been doing this, I still love it. I'm very fascinated with it because I love people. This lady, she flew from Australia for me to train her, and I asked her, I said, you're well-to-do. Why did you come to me? She said, well, I saw you on YouTube speaking in the Georgia Dome, and I want you to look at this speech. It's called "It's Not Over Till You Win." And she said, you speak from your heart, and I'd like for you to teach me how to do that. And I said, okay. And then I paused and I said, what's your why? And she said, when I saw Dalen Roof, the young white guy who went into a black church and killed 9 black people, she said, when I saw him, I felt that the person who cultivated those seeds of hatred in him should have been standing to his right on trial as well, that he was not born with that hatred. And then she paused and said, I believe the world is as it is, not because a few people are violent. She said, I believe the world is as it is because too many people are silent.
Wow.
Yeah, and that gave me goose pimples, and we both cried. And so at this stage of my life, it's about teaching people how to amplify their voice, to become a voice of change. And I believe that we can, before I leave here, I believe that we can make a difference. Some of these pants will be pulled up, and people will make a mark with their life rather than on their bodies and feeling that they're doing something.
Yes.
I don't know. This
And you
is
talked
a
about
very
a lot
different
of
time.
things.
Yeah, this is a different time that we're in.
And this is the age of new possibilities. I
Yes.
remember listening to some of your speeches growing up of things that seem so far out there. You were talking about live streaming on choosing your future, remote broadcasting. You're talking about it then,
right?
But
yeah.
the technology wasn't sophisticated back then.
No,
Remember
no.
the TPN?
That's
and
right, the
everything?
People's Network.
The People's Network.
Yeah, Jim Rohn was a part of that, and Zig
Yes.
Ziglar was a part of that,
Yes.
and Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, all of them. When I think about when 1992, when Toastmasters selected the top 5 speakers in the world, General Norman Schwarzkopf, Lee Iacocca,
Paul Harvey,
Robert Schuller, and myself.
Mamie Brown's baby
Baby
boy,
boy, yes.
my daddy. And
That's
you got more votes than all of them
all
combined.
of them combined. I did not understand the magnitude of that, and all of them are gone. And I'm in a place where the Russian author, Leo Tolstoy, he said, as I face inevitable death, what in the purpose and meaning of my life that will not be undone or destroyed when I'm gone? And I believe that the work that I have invested in you and your sister and your brothers and sisters, and the speakers that I've trained and the speakers that I've influenced, like Kevin Bracey and Andy Enriquez and Eric Thomas and Lisa Nichols, and the lives that they transformed, that work will not be undone or destroyed when I'm gone, because it will be my legacy. And I think that we all should have a legacy. I was going to go to Horace Mann, who said, we should be ashamed to die until we've made some major contribution to humankind. And that's what I want to do, because your grandmother, she made a very powerful impact on me. And every time I speak, I think about her. She's a great storyteller. And I always think in terms of doing something that I can make Mama proud.
Yes.
Yes, she was a hard worker. She's a hard worker. She only had a 3rd grade education, but she had a PhD in mother wit. What's happening up here?
People are just contacting, they're liking this. Let's say hi to some people. Tanarsha Daniel Shorter. Read that name, Daddy.
I don't have my glasses on, John Leslie. You trying to tell me to read it? Yeah.
Repeat after me.
What
Say
about
Don
your
Diaz.
your leadership lens? Your
You don't
leader
see it
lens.
now,
No. No. I
Don
thought I
Diaz,
had-
Lisa Johnson.
Yeah.
Say
Yeah.
hi, Lisa.
Hello, Lisa,
Leah
Babisa,
Smith.
Babing, Ming, Manisa.
Oh, Shraddha. Shraddha.
Strata,
Shraddha,
how are you?
hi.
So this is on your Facebook?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can we
Okay.
share
How many
this to
people you have on
yours?
your Facebook?
Oh, here you go. How many
No.
people? Well, we
How many
have
have?
right now. How many people are tuning on? Hold on, get those numbers up, people. hurry up before I tell him the number. Before he finds his glasses.
Yeah. How many do you have, really?
Well, everyone is special on my Facebook.
Well, that's the answer to some question, but not the answer to the question that I asked.
This
Everyone's
is what it's
special.
like growing
Yeah.
up with us.
1.2 million on mine. Whatever.
1.2 billion. Well, can we share this on yours, please?
Yes.
So
How
I
can we connect? How can we connect your Facebook with mine?
We just have to do it. We just have to share it over there.
Okay. Is this being recorded?
This is being recorded.
So you can play this on my Facebook?
Yes, sir.
You can upload this on my Facebook?
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Let's wake them up on my Facebook. Listen, let us know if you have enjoyed this time that we've spent with you, okay?
Okay.
Now, how can they do that? Via
So go to Leaderlings. Put on the Leaderlings.
no, but I'm saying, can I look at the little things here?
Oh, you want to see what they're saying?
Yes.
Let's say anyone who. Oh, let's see. Uh-oh. I love you too, Les Brown, Madan, Raj, Buddha. I think she's in Nepal. Shannon Decker is watching. It's not over until you win. That's awesome. John Leslie, hey John Leslie, superstars. Always remember you're too blessed to be stressed. Okay. Is watching. Let's see. It's a lot of comments here, Danny.
Oh, good. Okay.
They are great.
Okay, I want y'all to
Oh,
go.
Eric Warren's on there.
Hey, Eric, how are you?
Hold on a second. Let's see what he said. TPN.
Yeah, the People's Network.
The People's Network.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Okay, wow, what a reflection of the Emmanuel 9. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, Emmanuel 9 shooting. That just gave me goosebumps, too. Every one of those victims were public servants here in Charleston. Wow. That brings somebody. What a gift. Let's see.
My heart goes out in prayers to the families and people in Charleston and also in Houston who were victims of the storm. It's just been heartwarming how people have come together and how that has unified people. That has just been incredible. I'm going to be raising some funds for families in that area.
And that's one of the ideas that's possible today that I heard you talking about, because my mission, you are my fearless leader, and my mission is to bring every bold idea that you ever said in your speeches to life. When I was a kid, some kids listen to their dads cheer at football games or watch Sports Center. But my dad was saying, if you could have little league football teams and baseball teams and basketball teams.
You can have little league dermatologists and cardiologists and endocrinologists.
So we want to have thought little leagues, thought
Yeah.
leader leagues.
Yeah, I was influenced by Zig Ziglar and Earl Nightingale and Jim Rohn. They had profound impact on my life. Dr. Dennis Waitley, who's still here, he's a people form habits and habits create futures. Dr. Dennis Waitley, I'm Dr. Dennis Kimbrough. If you're the smartest one in your group, you need to get a new group.
But he also said, if you like yourself, that was a Don Quinn quote that he uses. I'm sorry, I get my quotes messed up sometimes. But he said, if you light yourself on fire, people will come to see you burn.
Yes,
That's a Don Quinn quote.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I heard Dr. Dennis Kimbrough speak. I remember listening to Jim Rowan and Eric Butterworth in my childhood. Remember when we did Eric
Discover the
Butterworth?
Power? Yeah, Discover the Power Within.
Yes,
I spoke at his church in New York. He was very brilliant.
We spoke there too, Daddy.
Yes, we did. The two of us. Yeah, but the speech that I love the most that you and I did together?
What?
When you had your locks and we spoke at West Angeles Church.
Oh yes, we should share that. We could share that
my
onto the
goodness.
Facebook.
Yeah.
We'll share that one tomorrow.
Oh my
with
goodness,
us,
that was powerful.
With the locks.
Do you
at
miss
West
your locks?
Angeles. No, sir. I don't miss my locks.
I was shocked when I saw you. I didn't think you ever cut those off.
Yes,
But
and
I
remember
enjoyed
you fainted. You passed out on the bed. I came in without my hair.
Yeah, I was like, oh my
And he
God.
passed out.
Yeah.
But I was yes, that was so funny.
Yeah.
But you always talk about, people spend more time, if you just look at the beauty industry and the fashion industry and the entertainment industry, people spend a lot of time focusing on their outward appearance, but less time focusing on their own potential.
Yeah, and the thing is, we have so much. I'm just shocked when I look at when I ran for the Ohio legislature and I was elected and passed 14 bills my first term. I was elected 3 terms, and midway of my 3rd term, my mother was diagnosed with breast cancer, and I resigned immediately and went home to take care of her. But I really enjoyed politics. I was going to run for the Senate, then for Congress, and then statewide office. I enjoyed politics, but I love my mother. So yeah, it was an easy choice.
It was an easy choice.
But I was a bad dude back then. Yeah. I think I was more impactful in radio in Columbus, Ohio, and in Chicago when I was on what was a station, I forgot the station there, and in Washington D.C. with George Wallace, the comedian.
Yes, those were fun times.
Yeah, the communication is it's so important. I'm going to go back to Detroit within 2 weeks. I want us to go together, and with Elaine Steele and the Rosa Parks Foundation, to do some training with some young people there. I want to do that before the summer runs out.
Okay, so you heard that we're coming to Detroit. We'll be in Vegas.
I'll be in Vegas next week, and then I'll be in Long Beach for Success Magazine, their conference there in Long Beach.
Yes, and then Honor's birthday is coming up.
Yes.
Then we're doing London. And
yes, London, November the 12th.
November the 12th, we'll be at the O2 in London. And what I will do is we'll just document it and, sign up to earn your Leader lenses at leaderlenses.com. And then when you get the glasses, you scan this with your phone, and it'll take you to special content.
That's
special moments, special times like these.
Please order this. It has a lot of great content on there.
Yes.
Well, I know you're sleepy now. I know that I am if you're not. Yeah. So
this all started with someone said, when I was talking about leadership, said, "Is your dad there?"
Yeah, that's right. Yes. But I've enjoyed this. Yeah. So listen, we hope that you enjoy this, and keep in mind that you have something special. You have greatness in you. God so loved the world that he chose you out of 400 million sperm. He had a lot of choices. And he chose you because there's something you're supposed to do. You were born on purpose, with a purpose, to manifest that purpose. I do truly believe that. And just based upon my own experience, and I'm very proud of you as my son. I love you very much.
I love you too. Just tell him you're my brother, Daddy.
Yes, all right. I
had to shave my beard just so I could look like the youngest.
You had fuzz. He didn't have a beard. He had fuzz.
Actually, I had 2 or 3 grays.
Yeah. Oh,
and I just didn't want to have to borrow your Clairol every day because we would run out.
Okay, you take care. But you know what? I tell you what I enjoy about talking with you. That we can communicate and not use profanity. I think that there are people of low consciousness, I believe, that don't understand. Words are very powerful, and we should be mindful of what we say before our children, what we say before women, young girls. That profanity is the strongest expression of a weak mind.
Yes.
And I believe that we can be funny and respectful at the same time. I truly
That's why I always say, if you can turn on the radio and learn how to be a thug, you should be able to turn on the radio and learn how to be a thinker.
That's true.
And my radio was different than every other kid's because I had the motivator every day. I remember there were times when I was mad at you, and the way to get back at you, I would have to go and listen to you so I could really get motivated. I'm like, you know what? I'm not taking this. Let me listen and choose your future. Create your greatest life. And it's so important. Alvin Toffler, in his book Future Shock, which he's got a new one called Revolutionary Wealth. That's really powerful. But he said the new illiterates of the world are not the ones that cannot read and write. The new illiterates of the world are the ones that cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn.
That's a good one. That one took me out. I love that. Okay. Very
Ding,
good.
ding, 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 ding.
All right.
All right.
Good night, everybody. You won.
Go to
Good night.
leaderlenses.com and sign up to earn your leader lenses. That means earn it. You might have to battle us in a quote competition. Uh-oh.
All right. Yes. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed us tonight. Good night. God
Good
bless
night.
you. God bless your dream. And God bless America.
Love you.